How to Speak Like a Native, written by Khatzumoto, posted sometime prior to October of 2007. This is another comment that grew so long as to deserve its own article. First, the original question. See, everyone is so discouraging when you learn a new language and say you'll always sound like a foreigner, and this is a bit depressing. I realize that certain speech patterns are set and all that, but what would be your advice on acquiring an authentic accent, Japanese or any other language? And my response. Act. Pretend you are from that country. Pretend you're that Jared kid from The Pretender, and that your life depends on you convincing people that you were born and raised in whatever country has native speakers of your language. Pick specific people, often actors, to imitate and copy their mannerisms. Look at the way their mouths are shaped, their hand gestures, the facial muscles they use. Be like a comedian doing impressions. You stop being foreign when you stop believing you are foreign, at least in terms of the language. Hold yourself to the same standard as a native speaker. If someone had to talk to you on the phone, they shouldn't be able to tell. Never fall for the excuse of, oh, it's not my native language. You needn't be harsh on yourself, just always be looking for ways to improve. I had a Japanese friend who self-taught English, and when I first met her I thought she was Japanese American. It was that flawless. She told me she watched a lot of TV and movies and had changed the way she acted and used her facial muscles and shaped her mouth when making sounds. So, input and imitation. Input, because you have to hear a lot of examples not just of certain words, but certain combinations or strings of words. Words change a bit when people shout, intonation changes based on emotion. Also, pauses. Use the same pauses and bridges as native speakers, so no because is English. Find the equivalents of and uh-huh in the languages you are learning. What else? Yes, I call it doping. In semiconductor production, doping is the process of deliberately introducing impurities into an extremely pure metal in order to obtain better or desired performance properties. In learning a language, doping is the process of almost dumbing down or de-streamlining your spoken language by introducing inefficient elements that have function but no meaning, and serve to make it more natural and native-like. You see, foreigners tend to learn from texts and textbooks. And text is much, much more efficient, pure, than speaking. In text, you get straight to the point. A. This is an example. 4 words, 0 long pauses. But in speech, you amble, zigzag, zag towards your point. B. Well, this is like an example or whatever, kind of, I don't know. 13 words, 1 long pause. Native speakers are wasteful and inefficient. This is why the Borg in Star Trek despise human communication. In my experience, native speakers use perhaps 2 or 3 times the number of words they need, and all that extra baggage has no lexical meaning. Does not mean anything. Like does not really mean anything. It's all just filler. Make your speech more native-like by making it more wasteful. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. If you speak too plainly, without any flavor, you come out sounding robotic or just foreign, often both. Also, the wasteful pauses can help buy you time when you need to remember a specific word. You do this in your native language too. You don't remember a specific word or phrase, so you keep stringing words or phrases that are close to it in meaning, and until you hit the jackpot. Examples. A. Is it like a wiki or a blog or like a CMS or something? B. I've never really had Japanese food, or I guess been to a Japanese restaurant or whatever. At least on my own. I mean, I can read the menu, but you know what's really inside it? The stuff, the food, the tendon or whatever is what I want to know. Not very good examples, but I think you get the point. Finally, you want to swallow the words that native speakers swallow. For example, in Japanese, there is a word, fuinki. Technically, it should be pronounced fun-iki, but native speakers swallow it and say fuinki. I say it the garbled native way. Oh, one more thing. Pick an accent. The easiest to pick is the standard accent, since it tends to have the most materials produced in it. Either way, pick a focus. Pretend that someone who speaks that dialect are your parents and classmates. Functionally, they are. Finally, for real, try recording yourself now and then. It can reveal where you need work. For more, try out these articles. Links are in the description below.